Hey everyone, Case here, and welcome back to Harry Potter Hogwarts Mystery. On to Chapter 30, finally after a couple weeks off. You'll also notice that they've added more chapters as well, up to 34 chapters. How many chapters did Year 5 have? 34 chapters! If I were a betting man, I'm going to say we're probably going to go past that. Anybody ready for Year 6, Chapter 80? I can see it going that way. But where did we leave off? Well, Dumbledore, he knows everything. He knows about the Circle of Kana. He knows we were trying to hatch a plan to go to the Whomping Willow. I've got detention. Oh yeah, that's right, Merula's with me. Look at you, Casey and Merula snide. Caught by Mr. Filch on the training grounds, conspiring with your friends after hours. And sent to detention by Professor Dumbledore. Yeah. Well, Pitts can't complain about more workers for Pitts, so get to making my sandwiches. It's nice to see you too. This is mad. The most powerful witch at Hogwarts should be out there defeating Flitwick. But instead, I'm here forced to make sandwiches. How's that going to help me avenge Rowan? The mistake you made with getting caught by Filch in the first place. But this time, I'm quite peeved not to be in there for the same reason as you. What do you mean? I mean, I like rule breaking and sneaking around more than most anyone here at Hogwarts. And I was at the very first meeting of the Circle of Kana. So why wasn't I invited to the meeting at the training grounds too? That is a very good question. Blame Merula, apologize to Jay. Well, I can't do that. That's Merula's fault. I had nothing to do with the planning of this meeting or who was invited. Flitwick taught me the shield charm, and Merula was peeved about it herself, so she ambushed me. I just think we should all get to know it before we go to the Whomping Willow. And I want Jay to know I'm not the one who excluded him. Kinda sounds like you're making both excuses, mates. The truth is, we're all equal in the Circle of Kana, and we all want justice for Rowan. But we're wasting our time. The Whomping Willow is our only lead to finding what Ari's up to. I agree. If the Dark Wizard Cabal is using the tree to communicate, there's bound to be clues there. The truth is, as a master sneaking around, I might have a few tips for you. So, even though Merula left me out and you both didn't just apologize for it, I guess I could talk to you about what to do at the Whomping Willow if you want to hear my ideas. We do. Let's tell Jay everything and hear what he has to say. It sounds like if we can get in fast, find cover and be agile at the Whomping Willow, we have the best chance of finding clues there. That's good advice, Jay. I'm full of it, Casey, but it also sounds like Dumbledore has you back on his radar. But that could be a good thing.
Oh!
What? Why? Because it gives you an advantage. Dumbledore will assume you're smart enough to lay low for a while. He won't be expecting you to go to the Willow soon, so I think you need to get out there right away. Do that, and you're less likely to get caught, and more likely to find the next clue to be Flitwick. I really say this to people who aren't, well, me, but you're actually quite clever. Apology accepted, Merula. She's right, you've been really helpful, Jay. Yeah, I'm brilliant when I want to be. Usually just too much work, and I definitely like to avoid work. Speaking of work, we need to finish up these sandwiches fast. Because the sooner we do, the sooner we can get to the Whomping Willow. We're headed there next. Awesome! Meet me at the Whomping Willow to search for clues? We actually get to do it in this video! I'm shocked, I say. I thought it would be dragging on. Search the Whomping Willow. I'm excited about this. Wow, a Whomping Willow. After all this time, we're really gonna get to see it. This isn't just any Whomping Willow. It is by far the most famous of this magical sentinel species. I've wanted to come here ever since I first heard about it here at Hogwarts. I think it's quite brilliant. It's also quite deadly. We need to be careful when we approach it. More than careful. We need to get in and out there as fast as we can. Of all the things we need to remember, which do you think is the most important, KC? To be quiet, to be stealthy, to be thorough? I don't know a lot about this, but they said earlier on in past chapters, if you get too close, it will smack you, whomp you. Maybe the second one would probably be the best option, blah blah blah. I think we need to be stealthy. I just said we need to be quick. How's that different? Well, it's more than quick. We need to stay low and try not to make any big movements. Because as soon as the willow detects us, it'll whomp. Is there any clues about R? They're out there, not back here. So, let's go already. Okay, but remember, don't get too close to the Whomping Willow. I think this is it! A black quill! It could be the clue we're looking for. An actual communication meant for the Dark Wizard Cabal Rakepick is working with.
Oh!
Quick, I'm trying to figure it. For some reason I thought that we'd be going inside the tree, I don't know why. Kinda like Winnie the Pooh. Reparfarge! It's a message for sure. It says, Dark Wizards and Witches come ye to Borgin and Burks. Our mission continues, and our plan will not be deterred. Could this really be a message to members of R? The Whomping Willow knows we're here! Quick! Move! That was too close for comfort. Oh no, Casey! I dropped the scroll at the Whomping Willow. And there's more to the message. We have to go back to find out what it says. You're right. This is your best lead. Are you ready? As I'll ever be. Run! Merula, duck! Casey, dodge! That's absolutely terrifying. Casey, another's coming! Jump! I've got it! Let's go! Get cover! You did it! You got the scroll! What's the rest of the message say? It says the next meeting of the Dark Wizard Society is set to happen soon. This may be our only chance to find out if this is R and what they're up to. Which means we have to go at Borgin and Burks when the secret meeting happens. And that will be dangerous. Obviously that never stopped us before. But we're going to need a plan to pull this off, which means lots of help from our friends. Some clever ways to disguise ourselves and perhaps even a charm. I'll add to Professor Flitwick for help with that next.
Oh!
Crikey, Casey, we just survived the Whomping Willow. We're brilliant. I took a lot of screenshots, didn't I? Well, I doing some really cool angles. I needed something good. Hopefully for my thumbnail. So according to the message you found at the Whomping Willow, our Kirby meeting this week near Borgin and Burks? And I'm gonna be there when they do. Surely there are other Dark Wizard Cabals that hang around Knockturn Alley. How can we be so sure this is actually R? I just know it's R, so I have to get as close as I can to find out what they're up to. A Hogwarts student will stick out like a sore thumb at Borgin and Burks. I never understood that expression. Is a sore thumb bigger than a regular thumb? Concentrate, Barnaby. Casey, how are you going to avoid getting caught in Knockturn Alley? The key is not to be seen. So I'm excited to start looking into different disguises. But first, I have a different idea. And that's why I asked all of you to meet me here, and also where Professor Flitwick comes in. I'm going to ask him to delve deeper into the history of the concealment charm, so I can inspire in ours meeting. Maybe I'll learn something new that could help me be creative when I'm there. Here comes Professor Flitwick now.
Aha!
Well, hello students! We don't have class scheduled, so what brings you here to Charm's classroom? Professor Flitwick, I was hoping we could talk to you about reviewing concealment charms. I find I'm quite rusty when it comes to the disillusionment charm and could use a brush up. I'd especially like to know about the unusual uses toward magical history. History perspective. I quite like that idea. But is that what all you're interested in doing? I think it's an excellent charm to review, Professor. I always like the idea of making people disappear, so why not? What? Barnaby, don't you think it would be helpful to review a spell that would help hide people and things in case we need it? Sure, I was probably asleep during the original lecture anyway. It's settled then. A discussion of the history of the disillusioned charm is in the offing. And Casey is on to something. No charm can be fully mastered without learning more about where it comes from, or its many uses. So let's discuss the history of such concealment charms. And pay close attention, as you'll be quizzed afterwards. So just us, huh? Nobody else? I feel so special. Well, now I've heard the many fun facts about this charm. Let's see what you've learned. What was created using the largest concealment charm ever cast in Britain? Azkaban, the Ministry of Magic, Hogwarts Express. I don't know, Azkaban? Ministry of Magic. The Azkaban. It's Azkaban, isn't it?
Oh.
Sorry, it was in fact the Hogwarts Express. Don't feel bad, Casey. I really get quiz questions right. Now, let's try another question. If you want to make an object or person other than yourself disappear, what should you do? Tap it with the end of your wand, twirl your wand counterclockwise, cast Chameleon X. The bottom one? Cast Chameleon X?
Oh.
Sadly, that is incorrect. If you want to truly be the master of this charm, you'll need to study more. And if you want to be Rate Pick, you're going to need to be smarter, Casey. Why did you say that? Well now, Casey, do you feel as though you've learned more about the charm in question? Yes, Professor. Thank you for the review. I always appreciate it when students want to learn. Now, I have some things to take care of. See you in the next class. Are we just going to ignore the fact that Esmeralda said that? Or does Professor Flitwick know about it already? I guess he would know. I don't know. Maybe I'm looking too much into it. So now that you know more about the disillusionment charm, are you going to use it on yourself or to find R? Perhaps, but I want to make sure I have a backup plan too. What are you thinking, Casey? If the spell didn't work, I could always disguise myself. And to do that, I would need to talk to Tonks or Tulip. I heard them talking about going to the village earlier. I'm headed to Hogsmeade next. Oh, we're going back to Zonko's. Pranking is afoot. Tonks, Tulip, there's something important I need to talk to you about. And you came to the right place. I have to admit, when I heard you two were here in Hogsmeade, I hoped I'd find you at Zonko's. With everything that's been happening at school, we realized we needed a laugh. I Of course you did. The world needs laughter. It is the best part of life. And Zonko had just a prank to keep you and your friends rolling on the floor with glee. Hey, Bilton. Hello, Bilton Bilms. Are you planning on a joyful joke anytime soon? Admittedly, we don't have one planned yet, but we came in to get ideas. Yes, I feel being in Zonkos is bound to inspire me. But I can inspire you too. Let me remind you of some of my favorite practical pranks that we have in my shop. Tulip, Tonks, I really need to talk to you right away. It's regarding our next Circle of Con mission, but I have a feeling Bilton won't be denied. Oh, don't worry about him. When Bilton talks jokes and pranks, you can catch us up on the Circle business, Casey. I would like that. I would not like that. It's good to know that you have your next lead finding R. I'll tell you more in a moment, because here goes Bilton. Thanks for all the suggestions, Bilton, but you know, we have experience with so many of your pranks. But we'll keep thinking about new ways to use all the ones you mentioned, and more. Delighted to be of practical prankster service. So the black quill at the Whomping Willow pointed us to the direction of Borgin and Burks. That's where you think R will be meeting? Exactly, and the meeting is coming up soon. I intend to be close enough to learn more about them. Which means I can't be seen. I'm considering the disillusionment charm. That's smart. You'll blend into the surroundings and they shouldn't be able to detect you. But I was hoping to talk to both of you about other possibilities. I am quite good at espionage, if I do say so myself. That's exactly why I came to see you. I was thinking about maybe using a disguise too. Good idea, and I can help with that later, because I don't think you'll be able to find what you need at Zonko's. No, I suppose you're right about that. But you are smart to consider all the kinds of options. If the charm fails, being in disguise means you won't be revealed. You're both forgetting I have the best disguise of all. As a metamorph magus, I can look like anyone I want, so I'll go with KC to the meeting as backup. I think that's a great idea. What do you think, KC? I should go alone. I'd love to have help. I think we should have Tonks go with me. If only to further the character development of the character. Thanks, Tonks. I could definitely use someone like you to help. She is brilliant, isn't she? Flattery will get you everywhere. But I already offered, so no reason to bother me up more. Thanks, mates. Rowan would want us to protect each other. After all, that's what he was trying to do when Rickpick came after us. You're right, so what's your next move, Casey? First, I'm going to call in another Circle of Con member who's smart about sneaking around. And then, I need to scout out Borgin and Burks before Art gets there. So Jay and Tonks are coming with me. In 3 hours. Question is, what are we gonna find? Oh, the suspense. I think that's like a building, right? What else could it be? Yeah, here it is. Knockturn Alley. It never gets old coming here, and as you know, I frequent regularly. It's so strange to me that you're so taken with the dodgiest place in Hogsmeade. It's not the alley itself, as much as the capers I've had here that I'm fond of. Including capers we've gone on together. You mean like when we got the invisibility cloak from that dodgy dark wizard merchant, Alistair? Exactly. See? You're fond of getting into trouble too. Don't let anyone ever say you're not brilliant, Casey. Sometimes I can't tell if you're being serious or outright cheeky, Jay. Perhaps I just like to keep people guessing. You should know that by now. Well, I'm serious about finding R, and if the black quill we untransfigured at the Whomping Willow is any indication, this is her meeting spot. That's why we have to scout out Borgin and Burks. I want to be sure we know the best place to spy on R's meeting. Do you think Rakepick will be with R as well? I hope so. I'm curious, what would you say to Rakepick if you had the chance, KC? I'd confront her about Rowan, I'd confront her about the vaults, I'd act rather than speak. Well, I clearly can't do the bottom one. Middle one. I'd ask her if whatever she's trying to get in the Chris vaults is worth hurting so many people. I lost so much time with my brother because of Rakepick's games. A friend lost his life. I need to know what Rakepick's after and why. Well, I'd quite like to box her about the ears and then knock her onto the floor myself. Okay, that's who. Ah, yes. Humor before everything goes horribly wrong. But seriously, Casey, I want to help you learn all you can from the upcoming R meeting. I have the invisibility cloak, so I'll join you and Tonks on this mission. Thanks, Jay. But in the meantime, we should definitely look around here to make sure we find the best place to spy on the meeting. Remember we were with Rowan at the train station? And we were pouring our hearts out to each other? This wasn't exactly the same, but we were kind of having a moment. Feels like we definitely have the lay of the land now. I have ideas about where we can hide if we want to. And if R shows up at Borgin and Burks, we'll be here to see it and to spy. Also with my invisibility cloak, Tonks Metamorph Magus ability and your charm or disguise, I won't be able to suss us out at all. You really think she's gonna show up? She's not. If R shows up right now, I will delete this game and never make another video ever on my channel with this game. Thanks for doing this with me, Jay. I know you don't exactly love to work, but I'm quite chuffed that you want to help. Some things are worth putting in at least a little effort. Speaking of, there's Alistair, the dodgy merchant who gave me the cloak. Who's the other guy? I'll go ask him how that business with the love potion worked out after all. You never know when you might need the right kind of dodgy on your side, or another favor. But it wasn't a favor. We had to pay him, with fireproof socks, a rememberall, and a love potion. Pish posh, back in a bit. Oh, don't be another Rowan. Never know what to expect with that one. Man, I'm moody! The life of a wizard is sure full of surprises, and I'm your next. Mad Eye Moody! It's a good thing I found you when I did, Mr. Casey. Because you're in for a rude kind of surprise next. What does that mean? What rude surprise? Is it that I maybe exposed myself and being a little bit too predictable in what's going on right now? Is he luring me in to trying to say, hey, Casey, back it up a little bit. You're too obvious. Anyway, I guess we'll see what's going to happen because there's a cliffhanger for this chapter. We finally got a chance to go to the Whomping Willow. I wish you would have been more with it, but we got to go to it. We got the black quill. Now it's just a matter of what the heck's going to happen next. So let me know down below what you think of this chapter. Do you think we're going to have more than 34 chapters like in year 5? Let me know down below as well. And I'll see you soon with more Harry Potter Hogwarts Mystery in the near future. So thank you everybody so much for watching. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye everybody.